Vikings extend their win streak to 8. This is Between the Lines or Inside the Tunnel, brought to you by Continental Diamond. And Ben, finally, it stopped raining here in Seattle. I thought it'd be more so down and out since the Seahawks did fall to the Vikings 27-24. That final sequence where Theo Jackson was able to have the game-sealing interception, Jihad Ward on the pressure on Geno Smith. What did you see and like from that play in particular?
Well, before I get to that one, isn't it just fitting that all game long I've got to stand out in the rain?
You did.
To cover the game for KFA and radio, and it just rained on me the whole time. It's hard to take notes. My paper's getting wet all the time. I'm just trying to stay dry. And then here the game's over. I mean, we got birds out.
We do. We have absolutely beautiful. Seagulls.
It's so beautiful out here. It's just so fitting and ironic. Anyway, that was the thing. That sequence of plays. That was what was happening in the second half for our defense. We were so close in the first half. If Geno would just hold on the ball for just like a half a second longer, we could have gotten to him and affected him, but that wasn't the case. But then as the game goes on, we talked to Andrew Van Ginkel in the locker room after the game, and he's like, we made some adjustments. We saw what they were doing. And then you could see them start to affect Geno a little bit more. He had the 2 sacks. We started to affect him a little bit more. We got some more quarterback hits. And then Jihad Ward with a great inside spin on a one-on-one move. I mean, it was the right sort of skill play in that moment that led to the interception.
In your eyes, what were those adjustments?
It looked like to us and to me that we were really starting to get some more pressure on the inside. We were trying a bunch of games. You go back and watch how they were susceptible the last couple of weeks. It was a lot of just 4 or 5-man rushes, but they were running a lot of twists, a lot of games. Where guys are playing off of each other, a lot of horizontal movement. And it seemed like to me in the second half, we just said we're just gonna go. Let's just get vertical as quick as we can. Let's try not to get cute. Let's try not to hit a guy from the side and have a guy loop around. Let's have our guys and trust in them and just beat their offensive linemen one-on-one.
Yeah, for an offensive line that allowed 7 sacks last week, they got 2, or the Vikings got 2 this week with Andrew Van Ginkel. And I don't know if you know this or not, and this is going to make you really excited. Andrew Van Ginkel has 10-plus sacks, 2-plus pick sixes. Only 2 players have had that mark since 1982.
Woo! I mean, I was talking about Grenard being an all-pro, not just being a Pro Bowler. Pro Bowler is kind of a popularity contest, but like the all-pro, that's like the real mark of respect from everybody around the league. I think Grenard was going to get it. Even going into this game, you should get it now, but now something like that. I wasn't thinking Van Ginkel was going to be an all-pro as well. We could have 2 all-pro outside rushers.
And let's talk a little more about that group because Dallas Turner recorded his first interception. What did you like on that play?
I love the fact that Joshua Metellus, he is in what we call a green dog coverage, where he is lined up on the running back in man-to-man coverage. And if you as a player feel like that guy is not going to go out in a pass route, well then you can go. You can blitz. And so he settled his feet. He saw the running back wasn't going to go out for a route, and he just went. He shot his gun, went after the quarterback, and pressured Geno Smith. And then what I like about Dallas is like this is a guy that is paid to go this way. He's not paid to go this way.
But he's been dropping back in coverage a lot
more. But a lot of our guys
in
in this scheme, because the outside linebackers have to do that for deception purposes, he's gotten really good about dropping into coverage and understanding where he's supposed to be in those zones. I like the fact that he kept himself square. He had eyes on the quarterback. He wasn't just trying to play the guy in front of him. He was actually behind the receiver. When Geno Smith was breaking out of the pocket, once he sees the ball thrown, he
leapt, right?
He didn't go to defend the receiver. He's like, that's my football. I'm going to go get that. So
just the awareness.
Just the awareness of understanding, like, you don't have to just defend your guy. When that ball's in the air, you can go get that football, and that's what he did.
I mean, it really is a tribute to Brian Flores. It's nothing could be more perfect than the safety rushing the quarterback and the outside linebacker getting the interception on the play.
I don't even know if you call Josh Metellus a safety.
That's fair.
Point in time. I mean,
Swiss Army knife.
He plays inside linebacker. He can line up on the edge. He plays back in the safety. But I don't know what he's a mutant.
He does it all.
He's a
mutant.
He does it all. He just does whatever he wants.
As far as the weather conditions went, you just mentioned a little earlier. It was constantly raining, and obviously the ball security was pretty airtight, I would say. But I think the not an underlying deciding factor, but Will Reichert's ability to adapt to the conditions as a rookie in this stadium to hit a 52-yarder, a 48-yarder, and then you're also talking about that extra point that ended up being 40-something yards as well. What about that guy? Just a gutsy performance from him.
I mean, I guess we shouldn't be surprised, but I mean, these are all new environments that we've never seen him in, and the guy has ice in his veins. I mean, he doesn't have a pulse. He just goes out there, and I'm sure he made adjustments with a little bit of the breeze and the rain and stuff. But I think in his mind, it's like, all right, I get a good snap, good hold. What's the difference? I'm kicking a ball, and so. I love the fact that I don't think he really overthinks it. No. It doesn't matter the environment. Doesn't matter the.
I don't think he's human.
I know. I'm like, hey, are you alive? Are you human?
Sure,
like,
you're just not a machine.
Feel this? I know. I like La Machine on our team.
Okay, yeah, I do too. Also, Ryan Wright, another great special teams point is that he had a great night punting. If you don't want to punt, but when he's out there, at least he was doing a really, really good job hitting the ball deep for the Vikings, or for the Seahawks rather. Now, when you talk about, we haven't talked about one thing yet.
What?
And that's the offense, Sam Darnold tonight, surgical, just in the pocket, dealing. I mean, the ball placement that he had on the 2 Justin Jefferson touchdowns.
Oh.
How hard is it to be that good? I don't know how else to ask it.
Well, considering the fact that I have a noodle arm and I can't throw a football, so I wouldn't even know the first thing about not only getting in there with speed, but getting in there with accuracy and precision. That's been the name of his game all season long. That he's so precise with his ball placement, and that's the quintessential. The very first Justin touchdown was throwing the guy open.
Yeah.
We talk about it all the time, and if you need to see an actual Webster's dictionary definition of throwing a guy open, that was it.
Yeah.
He threw it to a spot. It was one-on-one coverage. The defender even had inside leverage, which you're thinking who's going to come down with this football? He's thrown it to a spot where a guy's covered. And because JJ has the awareness to look back for the football, understands he's just got to just get a little bit of separation, he's going to make the play. And then the second touchdown, it was a beautiful route by JJ. He had to break the outside leverage of that corner. He knew he had to run back and kind of banana away from that safety that's over the top. And again, Sam just bought a little bit of time by creeping up in the pocket, lays it out there perfectly. I thought his touch, his accuracy, and the way that he was able to loft the football in certain situations was incredible.
He has had multiple touchdown passes in 11 of 15 games. So he's one game away from tying Kirk Cousins' franchise record of 12 games with multiple touchdowns in a game. I mean, he is just he's been so reliable. So is Justin Jefferson with a season high in yards, say 144. I also like the new this thing.
I even asked my kids because they're way more hip than I am. They're paying attention.
Did they know?
No, well,
it's actually, you'll know more than they would.
My 13-year-old told me, he's like, that's just kind of a way of being like, no, like kind of like doing less, like, gotcha.
It's from the Little Rascals.
It is?
I believe
I didn't know that.
I believe so.
Well,
that's what I've heard.
I like it.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of fun.
It's good.
It's a little Three Stooges to me, too, though.
That's fair. Well, there's no laughing matter, though, when it comes to the final 2 games of this season.
Yeah.
The the Eagles lost to the Commanders, opening up the ability for the Vikings to win out to get the number 1 seed. You've got the Packers. You've got the Lions up next. In a quick 15 seconds we have left, what do you make of this final 2 games?
I mean, as much as they can. And I talked to Aaron Jones about this coming off the field. He's like, look, man, we're going to be excited for the game next week, but we're 1-0 this week, and that's all we really care about. Yeah. And so they know the ramifications of winning out. They understand all that. But to compartmentalize all that and just say, we got to win just this one game this week, it's a lot easier said than done, but I know and I trust in the mentality and what KOC is preaching to these guys. That's all they're going to focus on. All
right, your Vikings won in Seattle. They broke the streak. They won for the first time here since 2006 with a 27-24 victory over the Seattle Seahawks to improve to 13-2. I had to read it just to believe it.
Just to believe it. I know. Same with you.
This has been Between the Lines with Ben and myself. Thanks for watching.